I'm now ready to start working from my photos. I'm going to start working around the head. And to start off with, I've stood back to where my photos were taken from. Our set of photos are taken from 2.30 meters away, and then I've just put a tape line on the floor just with some masking tape so I know where to stand back to when I'm looking at my photos. Starting off with my front on picture, I want to make sure first of all that I'm looking at it from exactly the same angle as the photo was taken, and that means how it was turned left to right, so I want to make sure that I can see equal amounts of each ear so that I'm definitely looking at it from straight on, and then I want to make sure that I'm not looking at it from underneath or above. So good way to check you're looking at it from the same angle is if you were to line up the bottom of the earlobe with the bottom of the nose, how do they line up? This photo is taken straight on, so the bottom of her nose is level with the bottom of her ears. If the bottom of your ears were to be lower than the bottom of her nose, it would mean that either she's got incredibly low ears or her head is tipped back and you're looking up at her. Now I want to make sure I'm looking straight onto her face, and the way that I gauge that is just that I can see the same amount of both ears out of the side of her head. I'm looking at my sculpt, looking at my picture, and I'm just flicking my eyes between, always trying to spot the difference, looking at the overall shapes. And straight away I can see that I need to add a bit onto her left side of her cheek. Now, because I'm going to be sculpting this to a very high smooth finish, I really want to start smearing my clay on. It's like the opposite way of sculpting to when I'm sculpting something sketchy and I'm leaving everything loose and leaving all the low points open so I can press the clay on with my crusty old tool. This is like the opposite. I want to start really getting it compressed and tight. So I really want to start smearing it on, trying to be very specific about my shape still, but not having loads of distracting texture everywhere. I like to use my fingers a lot for this, but obviously it's totally up to you how you work, what tools you use, etc. Just really trying to make the shape of that jaw as I saw it in the picture, and then I'm going to stand back and check that what I've done is right. Now I'm going to work my way around the whole head, looking at all my pictures, and what I like to do is just keep both sides going at the same pace. So if I've got a work session, I think, okay, I'm going to go, say, from number 2 to number 6, and I'm going to do that both sides today, and then carry on the next session around, but always keeping it equal, both sides, and always remembering that you are going to go all the way around the head. Don't miss the ones around the back, because they are so important. It's good to set yourself a target for your work session, just so that you keep things moving and you keep it chugging along, because otherwise you can get really obsessed with one picture and then it just slows everything down and you'll never get around the whole head. When you're going around the head, just some pointers of what to look for. I've taken this 3/4 one as an example. Always be looking for that outside shape of the whole shape of the head, including the back of the head, hair and everything, and really focus on that furthest away profile. It can really tell you all the information you need going around, exactly what's going on. Try and always think about the depth of your eyes, if they feel like they're the right depth. If the eyes are too far forward or too far back, the whole head will feel wrong. So really try and look at where that tear duct is in relation to the bridge of the nose. And also look at the other side. How much of that tear duct can you see? Is it tucked in too far, or does it need to come forward in space? And look at where it is in relation to the outer eye corner as well. As I've said, inner eye corner is always further forward in space than the outer corner, but try and look at that overall shape of the eye, exactly what it's doing, and always relate it back to that profile.